Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today we were talking about J-League forwards and the best ones you can get no matter what your budget is. The way I figured this out is not by being a J-League expert who watches all the games, but by analyzing a whole lot of data. So what did I do? I captured 36 different players, and I got over 3,100 data points for those. I turned that into 4 different metrics: market value, podium percent, consistency, and DMP percent. I've been over what all these mean in my previous videos. If you haven't seen them, go check those out. I did mean it when I said any budget, though. It is, broken down into 4 categories here. We've got our low budget, which is $0 to $200, all the way up to our premier budget, which is $1,000 plus. So I got something for everybody. This is all captured on March 31st. So, using Ethereum prices at that time and the rolling 3-day average. So things could have changed. Ethereum spiked up a little bit, but everything should be pretty much the same. And when we're talking about kind of these groupings of players, that won't really change. We're talking about value. So one other thing, I've got a really cool surprise for everybody. So make sure you stick around to hear about that. I'm going to be telling you later, but I think it's a really cool piece of value that I'm bringing. So make sure you stay around to hear about it. All right, starting with our premium forwards though, Mateus is the first option up here. 54% podium percent, 97% consistency. This guy's a beast. You put him in your lineup and you know you're going to get good results. Second up, we got Leandro Di Maio. 46% podium, 70% consistency. A little bit of a step down from Mateus in my opinion. Also a good bit older, but still a really, really strong option there. Third, we got Rio Hatate, really young forward. I think he's got a bright future ahead of him from kind of everything I've seen. But, if you're talking about trying to get that return on your investment today, probably not the best option. So again, lots of different ways to play the game. Some people have the budget to where they can, maybe get a Mateus and a Rio Hatate, so they're set for today and for 2 years from now, 3 years from now, and they think Hatate is the guy to go with. So a lot of different ways to play it, but right now I think Mateus is the one, if you're going to spend up, that I would be targeting. It's also kind of interesting here. We got 2 Brazilian forwards representing the top of the J-League forwards. Might be a theme that sticks around, so let's keep an eye out for that. Starting out the high budget forwards right away with another Brazilian, we got Marcos Jr. I think he is a super good option, one of the best values kind of across the board in the forward market in any price range. So at 50% podium, that is super strong, 93% consistency, really good. So a really, really strong option there. Second, we got Everaldo. What do you know? Another Brazilian forward. 51% podium percent, 95% consistency, only 3% DMP. Really, really strong, consistent option. I think he's a great choice. He's a good bit more expensive than Marcos Jr. though, which is actually why he dropped down into second place. But you can't go wrong. Kyogu Furuhashi. I have terrible pronunciation. Let me know about it. Consistency 86%, podium 36%, DMP 10%. Really good option. He's 24. Playing for Vassell Kobe, good squad. I think he's a good investment, but I don't think he has kind of that upside and the consistent upside that we see with Marcos Jr. and Everaldo. And in that $500 to $1,000 price range, I probably want to see that more of that consistent upside and be pushing that 50% podium percent. Personally, that's what I look for. The Grady Space bonus players, Anderson Lopez. What do you know? Another Brazilian. 67% consistency, 41% podium. He's, another good option here, but I'm probably leaning towards Marcos Jr. and Everaldo if I'm in this $500 $1,000 price range. All right, mid-budget. So after I finish these, I'm going to tell you guys what that value is that I'm bringing you. It's completely free for you guys, so I think it's really exciting. Stick around. Cristiano, forward, Brazil. What do you know? 94% consistency, 53% podium. I will say, and I think the reason he's down in this price range rather than the high budget, first off, his age, he's a little bit older. Second off, he hasn't had the hottest start to the year. He hasn't been bad by any stretch of the imagination. He just doesn't have hasn't been showing as much of that upside. So maybe he gets that turned around, and if he does, then you're buying at a budget here, or buying at a discount here. But he hasn't shown that yet this year, and at his age, it's possible that he's just a half step slower. Next, we got Douglas Vieira, Brazilian, 67%, podium 37% or 33%, excuse me. This is probably my favorite option in this price range. He's still shown, a little bit more of that upside than Cristiano's shown so far this year. Is the only reason, but I think both are really good options. And then Carlinhos Jr., 89% consistency, 37% podium, probably my second favorite. Maybe right up there with Vieira. His age, I think, is a big positive there. And next we've got Teruhito Nakagawa as our Great E Space bonus player. I think he's a really good option. He's, on the lower end of this price spectrum, which is nice. I think a good option moving forward. I think his last 5 haven't been quite as strong, which, is just an opportunity if he has a bounce back. Prices will probably rise when that happens. So I like to target guys who have a really strong, last 15, even if the last 5 maybe has been a little bit less. It seems like that's a good way to get a little bit of extra value when you're purchasing, instead of, buying on the high end. Anyways, I told you guys I have some value for you. I do. If you are on Twitter, you're probably very familiar with SoRare Japan. If you're not on Twitter and you listen to the SoRare podcast, he was recently a guest on that. But he is a guy living over in Japan who is very plugged into the soccer scene. He's been over there for a long time, has a lot of really good connections. And I got talking with him and wanted to do something for you guys because I just, you guys have all been great. The engagement I've gotten on this channel has been awesome. I know I've had some issues with my mic and the volume and the audio issues. I had some dog barking in the background. And I've gotten nothing but thumbs up on my videos. I haven't gotten a thumbs down yet. Maybe I'm jinxing myself, but I probably deserve it for, all the background noise and terrible audio. So I wanted to do something for you. I talked to SoRare Japan. He said, if you guys will go over, you can ask him a question on Twitter for free. He's got a premium service where he charges people to do that. But he said he'll give any of my viewers 1 free question. So you can go over there. If you've got a question on any of these guys, maybe you say, hey, I'm looking at Carlinhos Jr. You have any feedback on him? Or, Teruhito Nakagawa, he's had a bad SO5 or bad last 5, but his last 15 look good. Do you think he'll bounce back? And he can help you out. So just say that Grady Space sent you and you got this question, and he should be able to help you out. And, he's been really helpful for me. I've asked him a few questions myself. But he does have a premium service, so try to be respectful of that. Don't bombard him with question after question after question. He's a nice guy, so he might answer anyways, but it's not much. It's like $2 or $3 a month, I think. So if it's something that you see yourself maybe using on a recurring basis, it's probably worth it. It helps him out. The amount of work he puts into it is tremendous, but it is cool that you get 1 free question. So hopefully that you guys get some value out of that. If so, let me know in the comments, and I'll try and bring more deals like that. Finding different experts in just different areas. He brings a different perspective than I do. I'm coming at this from a very much data-driven perspective, whereas he's more plugged in watching the games, so he kind of has the eye test, whereas I've got the numbers test. Anyways, moving on to our low-budget forwards. And if that does bring value, if you don't mind hitting the like button, I really appreciate it. That brings me value. Lets me know that you guys enjoy this content, and it lets YouTube know that you guys are enjoying the content so that they can share it with more people. So low budget, Yusuke Gato, 86% consistency, 17% podium percent. If you're at this budget, really you're looking for a consistent starter that isn't going to bomb out your team. So 86% consistency, I think this is the kind of guy you're looking for. And personally, probably who I would go with if I was in this range. Naoki Maeda, 71% consistency, 24% podium, a little bit more upside, but lower floor. Again, in this price range, I would probably lean towards consistency being more important. Hirota Goya, same situation, trending even more that way. 35% podium, but only 57% consistency, which would scare me a lot. That means half the weeks you're pretty much getting a donut from this guy. And then Shun Nagasawa is consistency 55%, podium 18%. Forwards are tough. Scarcity is an issue with them. With only 1, 2, 3 starters per team, it's hard to it's just a scarcity issue really. There's only so many guys that you can put forward every week out of each individual league. So they kind of get priced up similar to goalies, but not quite to that same extreme. So if you're in this price range, my recommendation would be Yusuke Gato. I hope this brought you guys value. If so, please hit the like button. Please subscribe. Got a lot more great videos coming. I'm trying to post a ton of videos this month. MLS is starting up. We got J-League and K-League that I want to get through. And then once we kind of get into the next couple months, I want to start looking at European players. While that's in the off season, I think there's going to be some good value there. So if that's exciting to you, go ahead and subscribe. If there's something else you want to see, let me know in the comments, and I would love to make videos about it for you guys. And yeah, hope this brought you guys some value. Hope you all have a great day.